If you wanted to be successful, I'll put it to you that there could be something so oblivious to you today that you can be able to use to become successful. In your bid to become successful, sometimes you look at things that are outside of your reach. You start documenting things that you do not have, and you become so oblivious of the fact that you have some things already in place that you can be able to use to become successful. And that's what we're discussing in these episodes. We're talking about success, we're talking about legacies and so on and so forth, but we're saying that it's not outside of your reach, it is within our reach. And today in the episode, I want us to discuss something specific that you can do to become successful. Remember, we are saying that daily efforts are the ones that count. In other words, the most oblivious thing that you see people ignoring is the day that they're alive, the 24 hours that they've been given. I had some entrepreneur, one of the biggest entrepreneurs in Africa, Strive Masiwi, was saying that the secret for an entrepreneur is how you manage your time. And I'm talking about the day to day. What good have you done today? What good are you going to do today? Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Life Signatures podcast with Lawrence Namale. Lawrence is a life coach, author, and keynote speaker who loves to tackle different topics on purpose, productivity, and resilience. His mission in life is to awaken all your boundless possibilities available in you. Life Signatures podcast is dedicated to bring to reality every single person who knows that deep down in their gut, there's got to be more to life than this. And now, here is your host, Lawrence Namale.
So, when you ask big time entrepreneurs how they made it, sometimes we think that they are secrets, quote unquote secrets, the things that they're doing different. But you realize that these guys have the same opportunities that we do have. Of course, some people are normally born in wealth and so on and so forth, and this basically what they do have is a head start, not an exception, that no one else can be able to get there. It's just a head start. The guy who has a degree has a head start over the guy who has a diploma or a certificate or maybe no degree. It is only a head start. It doesn't mean that the certificate guy or the degree or the diploma guy or the guy who has no papers, it doesn't mean that they're disqualified. The secret is the day we've been given and what we do in the day. The guy who has a degree, for example, and the guy who doesn't have a degree, and both of them, in fact, there's a lady, I forgot her name, she calls those guys who do not have those academic papers, she calls them scrapper. And I've even done an episode on YouTube about this called The Scrapper. You can look for it, describing myself. You can find that the scrapper is applying himself on the day, giving himself efforts on the day. But the guy with the degree feels entitled, feels like, I don't need to do this, I don't need to do that. And therefore, he takes the day for granted. That's what we're talking about. Takes the efforts that he can do on the day for granted, becomes oblivious of the fact that today matters, and does not realize that the success is looking for, the breakthrough is looking for, the development is looking for, the growth is looking for, is not going to come as a result of a miracle. It's not going to come as a one-off event. It is a process, and the process happens in the day. Daily efforts matter. That is what is going to contribute to our success. That is what is going to contribute to our legacy. So these big time achievers, at the end of the day, it is how they use the day. It is how they use their time. It is, I think it's Abraham Lincoln who said it's not about the number of years that you're alive. It is about the amount of life in your years that count, and therefore the day. What good have you done today? And I want us to break down these things in these episodes going forward. The 5 things that you can do. Today we're going to look at one thing that you can do in this day. Maybe the money is not going to come today. Maybe the connection you're looking for is not going to come today. Maybe the contract is not going to come today. Maybe the breakthrough is not going to come today. But does that mean today is useless? No, absolutely no. A million times no. Today is in the process. It is in the seed time. It is in the cultivation series. It is in the cultivation time for the success that you're looking for to happen eventually. That is the word. The word is eventually. But eventually is connected to today. What good have you done today? What good are you going to do today? That's what you need to be asking yourself. And there are very many goods, so to speak, that you can be able to do in every single working day that probably might not necessarily give you money at the end of that particular day, might not give you a connection at the end of that particular day, but they will help you to grow in ounces. Every time I go to sweat it out in the gym, or maybe I go to do a marathon, whatever it is hectic. It is always hectic. But let me tell you something. There is always an ounce of growth that I normally gain. At times I break my records by maybe doing my circuit by 5 seconds faster. And when I started, it looked like it's going to be an impossible thing. There's a time I started my circuit, and I normally I started my circuit and I did it in 38 minutes. And by this following day, it was even worse, and so on and so forth. But let me tell you, the efforts that I put into those particular days that I've always been going out have now given me a personal best, so to speak, of 29 minutes. In the same circuit that I used to take 38 minutes. What has happened? I've improved. Did I improve on day 1? No, absolutely no. In fact, I could have given up on day 1. But that day matters. And the second day matters, and the third day matters. Let me tell you guys, growth is in ounces. In fact, growth is in micro units. You don't see it by the naked eye. The growth is normally microscopic. It is there as long as there is effort. So don't take the day for granted. Do something today towards your growth. And what is that thing that you can be able to do today? Let me give you one. What good can you do today? The first good you can do today is to ask yourself this question: how did I grow today? Or you can put it in the other way. Maybe you're asking yourself in the morning, how am I going to grow today? Growth, remember, is in micro units, and growth is determined by the effort that you expended. And remember what a formula I gave you yesterday? Document where you started, document what you finished, and then document what is in between, what is in the process, what is yet to be finished. That is where your growth is found, my friend. Each day is an opportunity for growth. Every single working day. The money might not come, but does not take away the fact that I can grow today. I can grow today. I can grow spiritually today. I can grow mentally today. How can I grow spiritually today? I can meditate. I can pray. And by the way, there are guys, the Christians, you can pray in tongues for how many minutes, how many hours, whatever it is, and you grow thus. You can read scriptures and you grow spiritually. You can research, you can journal, you can study, and you grow spiritually. Actually, the Bible says, study to show yourself approved. You can grow today, but you've got to be intentional about it, and you've got to know that today matters. The effort of today counts. Listen, you might not be like Betty Hinn, just talking about Christians. You might not be like T.D. Jakes, but they did not grow in a day, maybe not even in a year, maybe not even a decade. It took decades for T.D. Jakes to be where he is, but every day counted for something. So grow today. How did I grow today? That's the question you need to ask yourself. And that question must have an answer. In what realm are you going to grow? Maybe physically. If you go there and you do workouts and you do stretching and you do strength exercise, you do cardiovascular, whatever, how many hours did you use? How many minutes did you use? That is where the growth is found. How did I grow today? I worked out. How did I grow today? I memorized scripture. How did I grow today? I studied. How did I grow today? I read a book by Robin Sharma, The 5 a.m. Club. I'm just giving you examples. But there is an opportunity for you to grow today. It's an opportunity, and every single day, for me to grow. Every day is an opportunity for us to grow, and we can always daily get better and better. Daily get better and better. And people will not see. In fact, by the way, the guy who will not even see the growth, you know who that guy is? It is yourself. You seldom see your growth until you meet a group of people and you start discussing, and they look at you like you've just gotten off of a bus. What? Where did you come from? How did you get that concept? For you, it's nonchalant. I mean, it's so easy, just came out. I mean, no big deal. But the growth came because you are applying yourself. You are praying in the Spirit. You are praying in tongues. You become wiser, smarter. You are studying. You are thinking. You are envisioning. You are mind mapping. You are brainstorming. You are scribbling things. You are writing stuff, and you are preparing yourself, and you are reading things that are helping you to grow in your area of niche, in your area of service. And you're becoming better by the day. You might not see you becoming better by the day, but people will see. People will tell you. I normally see this when I coach people. When I give them things to do, later on they come and say, my friends don't recognize me anymore. My friends think I'm so intense. What happened? They grew. They changed. And now the world is giving them feedback. My point is that every single day there is an opportunity for us to grow. In fact, our growth is inherently connected to being better person on a daily basis. Better person on a daily basis. That should be our goal. In fact, someone said that our biggest competitor is the guy in the mirror, and the goal is to be better than that guy that was there the previous day. That is the goal. So the better a communicator I am, the better I serve the world. The better writer I am, the better I serve the world. And how am I going to become better? By an effort a day. How am I going to become a better writer? By an effort a day. How am I going to become a better inspirational person? By an effort a day. Daily matters. You get my point. The better person. Mark the word better. The better person you are. The better person you become. The better person is made available to society to serve that society. And the way the person serves the society, the better they grow. In fact, when you become better, it becomes a responsibility. In fact, it becomes some kind of demand and some kind of pressure on you not to lower the standard. The standard has been increased. If you are doing 30 minutes in your circuit, you cannot do 25 and become satisfied. You cannot do 25 and become satisfied. You cannot do 10 and become satisfied. You will always want to do 35 going forwards. And when you do 35, you don't want to go back to 30. So that's how growth works. Someone said that we're going to have very many impossibilities in life, but these impossibilities at times, they are not just impossibilities at face value. It is because of our capacity. It is because we've not grown in capacity, so much so that the impossibility, quote unquote, bows down to us. Like the guys who were trying to climb Mount Everest. They didn't have all the equipment they needed to do it. The guys who tried to go to the moon, they did not have all the equipment to do it. They had to grow in capacity. By the time John F. Kennedy was saying we must put a man on the moon, there was no technology to support that event, that goal. What happened? In 10 years' time, they grew in their computing power. They grew in their heads, in their mathematics, and there are very many movies, inspirational movies. I think there's a movie called Numbers. You need to go and watch it, where women were helping. Listen, my point is that the impossibility you see today probably is there because you have not grown your capacity. And how do you grow capacity? Daily. Maybe the impossibility for you is to stand on a platform and inspire the world the way Obama inspires the world, or the way Robin Sharma inspires the world. Maybe that's the impossibility for you. Look at it and he's thinking, it's never going to happen in a million years. It's never going to happen in a million years because every day is taken for granted, and you don't practice. They tell you that the secrets to become a virtuoso in piano, in guitar, in performing arts, even in football, in sports. It is practice, practice, practice. That's it. And let me tell you, Muhammad Ali said that I hated practice, but I said to myself, I'd better go through it because I do it what I hate today, so that the rest of my life I can live as a champion. You become a champion by expanding, by growing, and you grow not acutely, you grow chronically, step by step, day by day. Every effort, every day counts. So put in the effort today and ask yourself this question every single day. How did I grow today? Or how am I going to grow today? And make sure there is an answer to that question. That way is how you're going to become successful. That is how we attract success. I mean, you can pray all you want, but you must act. You can fast all you want, but you must act. Faith without action is absolutely dead and buried. Tomorrow we'll discuss something else, but until then, think about growth daily. Bye-bye. A special shout out to my mentor Jeffrey Howard of Visionary Business University, found at mastermindmentor.com, who has graciously provided me with the soundtrack and the introductory track to this podcast. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you for listening to Life Signatures Radio. If you enjoyed today's show, subscribe to Life Signatures Radio on iTunes, Stitcher, or visit our website at lifesignatures.libsyn.com. Life Signatures Radio, fresh, clean, and inspiring.